Your soul already has intuitive understanding of your business. Your business is not something that needs to be thought out, especially if you are spiritual or soul led. You are actually just remembering from previous lives what it's like to be an oracle, what it's like to be a mystic, and what it's like to be a priestess. Okay. This isn't something that you create through action only. This is something you create through vibration and capacity for the self. When you understand that you are creating from a very different space. This is not a masculine form of creation. This is a feminine form of creation. There are two different types, and there is nothing wrong with either one. The masculine are allowed to create in their own way, just as the feminine are allowed to create in their own. This isn't purely just about gender, by the way. It's just simply what resonates with you the most in how you are living. It's more of a way of being than anything else. So if you don't necessarily identify with male or female or masculine or feminine, understand that it's just a way of speaking about it. So the first big kind of portion of this is multiple initiations. There are going to be multiple initiations through each phase of the work that you are going to be doing. And what's happening is you're being initiated by doing the work that you're going to be teaching. Okay. So if you are someone who is spiritual, who wants to become a teacher, who wants to provide healing services, or you're stepping back into that kind of beautiful space of coming back to kind of where we left off, right? Where we were cut off from our power and we're kind of picking up where we left off there and stepping into a new way of bringing all of this to life. So, you want to bring this beautiful soul magic to life, right? You want to bring it to earth and you want to share it because you know it's going to make an impact. It's going to help the world. One way we're going to do this is through the initial initiatory phase, which is going to be the mystic phase. Okay, the mystic phase of your soul work initiation is absolutely going to be the understanding of your inner world. Okay, it's going to be a little bit of a crumbling. This is the phase that I call the descent. Okay, so you descend into your own darkness because that is where you learn. That is where you learn who you are, what you want. It's a little bit of a crumbling and it's really messy. You also do find beautiful gifts in here. You will find your intuitive gifts. You will find healing abilities in here. Here you will find things that you're magically drawn to. Here you will kind of start to recover some of those magical insights and concepts. The second phase is going to be bringing in the oracle phase. The oracle initiation is going to be asking you to live what you just were taught through the initiation of the mystic, right? So it's going to teach you how to live the healing modalities that you teach. It's going to be living the intuitive nudges that you get. It's going to be taking action in those phases. The third part is going to be the priestess phase. This is where we are bringing it all to life. You are going to then shift out of just being lived experience, knowing your world, right? So we kind of have the descent, which is the mystic, the ascent, which is the oracle, and the third is you become the creator. The creator is one who takes and transforms and transmutes all of that from the past, everything you have learned, everything you have incorporated, everything you have looked at, healed, taught yourself differently, right? The creator becomes the one who manifests in the physical reality, the one who then steps into making the money, steps into the real world, reflecting back what it is that you have accomplished. Okay. It's a reflection of all of that inner work. And this isn't just about the material gain. This is also seeing yourself for who you really are, seeing yourself in that power. Because in the two other initiations, you don't necessarily see yourself yet as that person, right? It doesn't always sink into the point where you can see or you have a lot of proof of that, of what you've changed internally. Okay. And it's probably been a lot. So it's amazing for you to have this third priestess phase because this is where the magic happens. This is where you learn how to use actual magic, and it teaches you how to become more intentional, and it opens your heart to what you really want. And this is where it all floods in. This is where it all becomes creation. And you get to finally make money from your business. You get to bring things in. And it's not that you can't make money in the other phases. It's just this is when the larger manifestations are going to come through, is when you've hit creator mode. When you recognize that you are actually in charge of your life, that you have the ability to create on behalf of God and the divine. And you aren't necessarily calling on other beings to help you create. You are calling on yourself and using the magic from within you that you've cultivated with all of these other beings and all of these other phases. And you are bringing it all here and recognizing that it's always been you, that it's always been you who has had the ability to create, manifest, and bring it all to life.